Y'all, look at this. I haven't even filmed my intro, my outro, my review, or anything, and that chartreuse color is already acting up just like I said it would. I already knew. I already knew. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, what up? So y'all already see what's going on my face. I got two different looks. Something I've never done before on my channel when I've reviewed a palette. I did two different looks on my eyes today using, of course, none other than the ABH Norvina Volume 4 Pro Pigment Palette. I have been talking about this palette on my channel since I first saw the release of it, and I was so excited to get it. Sephora took a hell of a long time to get this to me, but it's finally here now. And I'm going to be taking you guys through how I did these two looks. I'm going to be showing you guys swatches, and then of course giving you guys my thoughts on this palette at the end. So if you're ready to see all of that, then just keep on watching. Okay y'all, let's dive into this beautiful palette. I'm so excited about this, and I really hope these looks come out good, because if they don't, I'm gonna be mad. I'm not even gonna blame the palette if they don't come out good. I'm gonna blame myself, because there's no way that they can't come out good. This palette is too gorgeous. So let me get myself together. This is how you know I was super excited for this palette. I don't even have my brushes ready to go. Just all over the place. Okay. So y'all already know we're doing two looks with the palette. So I'm gonna start with the more neutral look first. So the first color that I'm gonna dip into, oh, this palette is so big. Okay, the first color I'm gonna dip into is gonna be A4, this one right here. That's gonna be my transition shade for this first look. Okay, so this shadow is a lot more pink mauve tone on my skin than it looks in the pan, but I guess it does kind of look mauve in the pan, so that is my bad for not paying attention, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a cute transition color, and it goes well with the rest of the tones in this palette. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of warm it up. So I'm gonna go into B3. Palette already about to be a mess. So I'm gonna go into B3, which is this kind of orangey tone. I'm not gonna take a whole lot of it. I'm just gonna take a little bit to kind of warm up that crease a little bit. And this is a JH30 brush. It's really big and fluffy, so it covers a lot of ground when doing your like transition and crease colors. Okay, both of those colors are showing up a lot more pinky on my skin. So B3 is not like a warm orangey brown. It's definitely more of a mauve pink tone. I'm gonna tell you right now, these colors are deceiving in the pan. It's a good thing that I'm really into like pinky tone shades, because if I wasn't, I would kind of be mad about that. So I'm gonna switch my brush over. This is a more like domed, smaller blending brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade B5, which is this one right here. It's like this kind of cool tone gray type of shade. So I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna put that more into my outer corner and crease. Just focus it right up in there. Oh, it's super pigmented. It shows up a lot, which is good. Okay, so now this is where things are about to get interesting, because I'm going to go in with my lid shade. So the first lid shade I'm gonna go into, well, maybe I'll just use one. I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna go in with B4, which is this color right here, and it looks like it has some glitters in it. It's a very shimmery type of shade, and it has like pink and purple reflex in it. So when I apply shades like that, I like to apply them with something that's a little bit flat but fluffy at the same time, so I can kind of like blend the shade out as well. So I'm gonna take that on a dry brush, not gonna spray it yet, and I'm just gonna pick that up, and I'm gonna put it on my lid and up into my crease. That is beautiful. That is such a pretty shade. Like I said, it has like pink and purple reflex, so it's not, it looked more like a bronzy shade, but definitely on the lid it's more pink. So I'm just blending that on my lid, and then I'm gonna go back with a little bit of the small blending brush, and I'm just gonna blend around that. But that is super pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and wet my brush with some MAC Fix Plus. So I'm gonna pick up the shade first and then spray my brush with it, and let's see how it does with that. Yes, definitely more intense with that, and super pretty. You can definitely see the reflex in it. And then I actually want to take a little bit of, let's see, I actually want to take a little bit of A5, this one right here. This seems to be another like glittery type of shade, and I want to take that and I kind of want to put it on the center of my eye. So I'm just going to pick it up with a little small detailing brush. This is the JH42, and I think I'm going to spray my brush a little bit with this one, since it's going to be like a pop type of shade on the center of the lid. And I'm just going to put it right in between the outer corner shade and our lid shade. So with these shades, I will say the glittery ones, you definitely either want to use a glitter glue or MAC Fix Plus or something to kind of get them to adhere, because all of that shimmer will definitely give you fallout. But I don't ever care about fallout because I always do my eyes first before my eyeshadows, so not a big deal to me at all. I'm gonna add a nude liner to my waterline. When I do kind of like everyday type of looks, I like to put a nude in my waterline. So no top liner for this look, but I am gonna go ahead and add my mascara and my lashes, and I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like when it's complete. All right, you guys, so I went ahead and added my lashes. So this is the first look completed. Obviously, it's gonna look a lot better when my full face is done and I can put on the bottom shadow and bottom mascara and everything, but we'll get to that. But this is what it's looking like. So lashes, of course, are from AliExpress. Duh, what other lashes do I use? So what I will say about this look is I definitely thought it would be a lot more warm toned and less pink. These shadows are kind of deceiving in the pan. I didn't really do swatches of the matte shades when I first got this palette, so I didn't know that those colors would show up super pink and super cool toned on me. But I must say that I do not hate the look at all, because I'm into pink shadows. So this kind of like pinky soft mauve tone glam is doing it for me. Like, I'm not mad at it at all. I just did think that it would be a lot warmer and a lot more of like a bronzy type of look, but it's fine. So let's go ahead and move on to the next look, which is gonna be a lot more bright, a lot more colorful. Yeah. Okay, so for this look, we're gonna start out with the shade D5 right here. And I'm just gonna take that on this like super fluffy BH Cosmetics brush, and I'm going to put that into my crease. This shade is pigmented as hell and a lot darker than what I thought it was gonna be. These shades are so deceiving in the pan, I swear. But it's okay, it's super pigmented, and look how easy it blended out. Like, it blended with no effort whatsoever. I don't know if that's this brush or if that's the shade, but that was like effortless. Look at that. I don't have to do anything else. Like, it's already blended. It's there and it's blended. That's crazy. Now I'm gonna take my JH33 brush, kind of tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade right up under it called E5, which is this super bright hot pink shade, and I'm gonna put that on my outer corner and up into my crease. Ooh, that is pigmented. Sheesh. So for this shade, I'm just gonna pack. I'm not gonna blend it. I'm just gonna pack it into my outer corner and my crease, just so I kind of get like maximum color payoff. I'm pretty sure this is one of those like pigment shades where you actually, you know, it's a pigment, so you kind of gotta pat it on first, like to get the maximum payoff, and then blend it afterwards. Pretty sure. Then I'm gonna go back in with D5 over the edges and blend. So now that I have that looking how I want, I'm kind of gonna deepen it up a little bit. And let me swatch these. So B2 and E4. So I'm gonna go in with E4, which is the shade right next to E5. So this one right here is a little bit darker, and I'm just gonna put that on my outer corner to give a little bit more definition to this look. Ooh, it's completely taking over that hot pink shade, kind of toning it down a little bit, but it's not it's deepening it up, but not really. It's kind of just mixing in with it. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut my crease, since this is a little bit more of a dramatic type of look. So I definitely need to work on my cut creases more often, because the shit gave me trouble. God damn, like, ugh. Okay, so let's go in with these lid shades. So the first shade that I want to go in with is this purple right here. So this is called C3 right here, and it's like a duochrome, and I really want to go in with that shade on the middle half of my lid. So I'm picking it up on a JH41. I'm not gonna wet my brush yet. I just want to see how it looks on its own. Ooh, it's such a nice duochrome. That's pretty. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a different flat brush, and I'm actually gonna go into the shade D2, which is this super bright chartreuse yellow, green. I don't know what to call it, but I'm gonna take my flat brush, and this is a matte shade. So I'm gonna have to really pack this on, but hopefully with the concealer underneath, it's really gonna pack on. Okay, I'm gonna do winged eyeliner on this look. I wish I had like a neon pink eyeliner for my waterline, but I don't. So I'm just gonna do black, and for my wing, I'm gonna be using my ABH liquid eyeliner. So I think that chartreuse shade is meant to be just an accent color. I mean, it's fine. It's looking fine on the lid, but I got a feeling that as the day goes on, it's gonna start cracking and flaking, and I don't know if that's because of the concealer underneath or because it's a pigment or what, but I just got a feeling that it's not going to look the best by the end of the day. I don't know. Okay, so I went ahead and did my full face, and we're looking kind of somewhat put together. I mean, I still got two different looks on my eyes, so it looks weird, but we're looking kind of complete. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish up this side of my eye. I'm gonna take A4, which is the very first color that I put into my transition area, and I'm just gonna pat that all over my lower lash line, taking it really low. I've been loving a really low lower lash line. So I'm just using a detailer brush to put that all over. And then I'm gonna take another detailing brush that looks very similar to that. And I'm gonna take B3, which is the other color that I put in my crease, and I'm gonna put that even lower than that first shade. And then using a nice flat little detailing brush, I'm gonna take B5, which is the gray, and I'm gonna put that close to my lower lash line just to tie everything together. The more I look at this eye, the more I become obsessed with it, even though it's not what I thought it was gonna be, but seeing it together with my full face done and everything, I'm just really liking how it's looking. Also with this particular eyelash, I'm just liking the way that it looks. So for my inner corner for this look, I'm just gonna take B1, which is this little shade right here. It's not a super shimmery glittery finish or anything, it's just a normal type of inner corner highlight shade. And I'm just gonna put that on my inner corner so we can just tie everything together so it's a complete look. Yeah, and I really like how that looks. I mean, it's not anything special, it's a typical inner corner shade. For this side of my eye, I'm gonna go back in with D5, the first shade I used in my crease, and run that along my lower lash line. For E5, which is the pink, since it's more of a pigment, I am gonna press it on my lower lash line. I'm using a Morphe M506 brush, and I'm just gonna kind of like press it on my lower lash line. Okay, and for my inner corner for this look, I'm actually gonna use A1, which is a super glittery type of shade. I think this is more of a topper. It's kind of silver, but it has like a gold green type of shift to it. So I'm just gonna take a detailing brush. I'm gonna wet my brush for this one for sure. And I'm just gonna put that on my inner corner. Yeah, just like I expected. It's more of a topper. Alright guys, so I'm back. I went ahead and fixed my hair and did some bottom mascara. So the entire looks are complete. Let me know what you guys think. Although we had a little mishap with that chartreuse color, because I already knew that going in that would happen, I'm not mad about it. And it could just be because of the concealer that I used underneath of it. I don't really know, because I have seen people use that chartreuse shade on their lid, and some people had a problem with it and some people didn't have a problem with it. So I kind of already knew going into it that there was going to be a possibility that it would not stick to my lid, just because it's a matte and it's a neon pigment shade. So it always breaks up a little bit and looks like that. And that is why so many people used it as an accent shade on their inner corner. And I wanted to do that. Like, I started to do that, but just for the sake of being different, I was like, I'm not going to put it on my inner corner. I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can try it on my lid with a pinky tone eye look and just see how it comes out. So yeah, even with that little mishap, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys right now that I really enjoy this palette. I really like it. I love the color story. I know for a fact that I'm going to get a lot of use out of this palette. I can't wait to put it together with other palettes like my Amrezy palette and my Jackie Aina palette. I'm so looking forward to using it with those palettes. I will go ahead and say that you don't need this palette if you already have those two palettes, just because the colors are different. But I just feel like if you have those two and you don't necessarily want to have this palette in your collection just for the purpose of having it, then I would say that you can skip on it if you have those two palettes. Honestly, I know that I'm going to get a lot of use out of this because I just love the tones in here. I love the colors. I love these pinks. It has pressed glitters in here. It has these dual chrome topper type of shades, like this one right here and then this one right here. And I love that this palette has so many mattes that you can do whatever with. Just because it has these pops of colors in here, like the pinks and the bright green, doesn't mean that you have to always use those on your lid or in your crease or whatever. You can put them on the inner corner. You can put them on the lower lash line. You do not have to use those pops on the lid. Just with the colors that I used, overall, I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the swatches of what it looks like, but I honestly don't feel like swatches do enough justice, just because how it looks on your eyes when you actually pack it on with a brush is going to be different than the swatches. But I'll go ahead and show them anyway if you guys are curious to how they look on my skin tone. So here you guys go. These are all the beautiful shades of the palette. As you guys can see, they are nice and pigmented. I mean, most of these are pigments, so they're going to be nice and vibrant. And I just really like this color story. So yeah, these are the swatches. So obviously you guys are definitely going to see a lot more looks using this palette periodically here on my channel. I will just be testing it out just to really get a feel for it and really use all of the colors in the palette. So sometimes you guys will see me actually doing a tutorial. Sometimes I might do my tutorials on IGTV, or you guys might just see me with the palette on my eyes doing another type of video. I'm just going to be using it as much as I can so that I can really get a feel for it. But for right now, I really do like the palette. I really do like the color story. I like the pigments. I just really like it. One thing I want to know, I will say that if you are a beginner or if you're new to eyeshadow, you're kind of like trying to get into eyeshadow and putting colors together, I will say that this is definitely not a beginner palette, just because of the fact that it is pressed pigments and not necessarily regular eyeshadows. So I do not recommend this for beginners. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed my 2 looks, even with a little mishap on this eye. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment down below letting me know if you're gonna get this palette. If you already have it, if you've done a video on it, just let me know in the comments down below. If you're new, then you should definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so that you are notified every single time that I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.